Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Big news for Tennessee after a stressful 3 to 4 days. We finally have some good news. Mike Matthews is returning to the University of Tennessee, going to participate in this 2025 season, be a part of this football program. Look, Arian Carter's name was floating around with Ole Miss. Boo Carter teased the portal, but Spire Sports Group came in, got the job done. Talks of Nico tampering, all this stuff going on. And then Mike Matthews at the final hour drops his plans to enter the transfer portal 20 minutes after the window closed at midnight. But now it is official. He is returning to Tennessee for the 2025 season. And we can all sit here and we can question why. We can talk about why. Was it playing time? Was it about Nico leaving? Was he scared? Was he afraid that his quarterback was going to be off to the portal? Was it about money? Was it an agent move? You know, the why really doesn't matter. The bottom line is he is back. Why is it such a big deal for Tennessee? Well, he was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school, 26th overall player in the country, number 6 wide receiver in the country. Tons of hype around Mike Matthews coming out of high school. Not just Matthews, also Braylon Staley. And now guess what? It is their time. It is time for the young guys to step up. It is time for the youth movement. Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, what's Boo Carter look like on offense? It is their time. And, you know, we talked about playing time. All season long, that was the discussion. Where is Mike Matthews? Why is Mike Matthews not getting an opportunity? Well, you got to look at where Mike Matthews was, who he was behind on the depth chart. He was Brew McCoy's backup. A lot of people talk about the slot. I want to see Mike Matthews Mike Matthews plays on the outside. Mike Matthews was behind Brew McCoy, so it's hard for those younger guys to get that playing time. But again, that's part of the conversation too when we talk about Kelsey Pope, when we talk about the wide receiver room and the mass exodus of players. How much is that with the rotation? You know, you can go back when Josh Heupel first arrived. Oh, we were going to play 6, 7 wide receivers. We would see 3. We're going to have a big rotation of guys. We would see 3 to 4. Like, is that part of the mass exodus of players at the wide receiver position? But again, Mike Matthews, you know, a guy that made a lot of plays in spring camp, fall camp. We were excited to see what he could do in this offense. He played in 10 games this season, had 7 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the news is out. It is official. Mike Matthews is returning for the 2025 season. We're going to talk about the impact. We're going to talk about this wide receiver room, and we're going to talk about Kelsey Pope. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. Quick, free, easy helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not reporters, media, journalists. What we are is fans. We're what you are, for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing EA Sports College Football, hanging out with the chat. We're going to try to take it all the way up until midnight, so come hang out with us for that. So I ask you this. Now that it's all said and done, again, I said it's been a very stressful 3 to 4 days, right? The chaos, everything that was going on with Arian Carter, rumors of Ole Miss tampering, the rumors with Nico, right? The rumors with Nico, would he enter the portal? Was he going to stay or was he going to go? That was a big talking point for Tennessee fans. That was a big talking point with Mike Matthews. Is that why he was going to enter the transfer portal? Was it because he was afraid his quarterback was leaving? Boo Carter teases the portal. Now that it's all said and done, what if we didn't know the behind the scenes? We didn't see that Arian Carter was being tampered with. We didn't see the Boo Carter stuff. We didn't have to worry about Nico. If you look at just the guys that have left Tennessee, Gaston Moore, Vyson Lang, Squirrel White, Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, Nathan Laycock, Nate Spillman, Khalifa Keith, Cam Selden, Holden Stace, Jalen Smith, Jordan Matthews, Christian Harrison, and Jason Jenkins. When you hear those names, when you look at it from the grand scheme of things, when it was all said and done, are you still in panic mode? Or do we kind of panic and freak out for no reason? Now, something I think that's worth taking a look at is the wide receiver room. Why are we having a mass exodus of wide receivers? I saw this article floating around on Twitter from Ryan Shumpert over at Rocky Top Insider. Shout out Ryan Shumpert. This is a good article, and this brings up good talking points when we talk about Kelsey Pope. The article talked about Tennessee returning just 3 scholarship wide receivers in 2025. You're also going to add 3 scholarship guys from the class of 25 in Travis Smith, Rodarius Jackson, and Joakim Dotson. Now, this is directly from the article. It says the loss in numbers is dramatic, but the loss in production is not. White played a lot of snaps and had a great 2023 season, but in 2024, those 5 receivers combined for 563 yards and 2 touchdowns. Right? So we look at production. We look at Squirrel White, Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, Nathan Laycock, Nate Spillman, all entering the portal. No loss of production there. That's not a concern. The production is not a concern for me. So when we move into 2025 and we've got Braylon Staley, Mike Matthews, what does Boo Carter look like on offense? Chris Brazzell coming back. We're going to talk about a transfer portal target here in just a second. From a production standpoint, no concern there. This is where the article gets good. It says that is the damning part for Josh Heupel and his staff, not what they lost 5 receivers to the portal, but that in 2 full recruiting classes, they didn't sign one receiver that losing was a big deal. In fact, they signed just one receiver that was a starting caliber player in the SEC. And again, he was an average starter. So for me, when we talk about Kelsey Pope, when we talk about the wide receiver room, I think it's fair to keep your eye on him this year. I think we have to see progress from Mike Matthews. We have to see progress from Braylon Staley and Chris Brazzell. I keep talking about Boo Carter. What does Boo Carter look like on offense? How many snaps does Boo Carter get per game on the offensive side of the ball? So it's not about the lack of production from the guys leaving. It's the fact that they didn't produce, that those guys like Caleb Webb and Chaz Nimrod didn't work out. Guys like Nathan Laycock didn't pan out. So is it a miss on evaluation? Is it a lack of development from Kelsey Pope? Again, I don't know that we'll ever know that, but I think it's fair to question that. It's why I say the same thing about Glenn Ellerby. And Ryan Shumpert goes on to talk about the offensive line and some of those same questions with Glenn Ellerby. I think you got to keep your eyes on Lance Hurd this year. I think you got to keep your eyes on David Sanders, William Satterwhite, guys that Glenn Ellerby recruited and has also developed. Do we see those guys take a step in 2025? So I know a lot of people during the chaos of the last 3 to 4 days wanted to see heads roll. They wanted to see guys fired. I'm not in that boat. I think Kelsey Pope deserves another year. I think Glenn Ellerby deserves another year. But again, I ask you, you look at the names of the guys that left, not the ones that got flirted with, not the Nicos, not the Arian Carters, the Boo Carters, the Mike Matthews, the guys that are actually on the way out the door. Are you still in panic mode? But again, we talk about the wide receiver room, the 3 scholarship guys returning, the 3 freshmen returning. I mentioned a transfer portal target in my latest update on Mike Matthews. We got a new update on him, and that is Zachariah Branch, wide receiver from USC, 5'10", 175-pound wide receiver. He was a 5-star prospect coming out in the class of 2023. A top 5 guy, number 1 overall wide receiver in the country. Austin Price had put out the update saying that Tennessee is going to swing big, and it comes down to whether or not you can get him on campus. 2 seasons at USC, had 78 catches, 823 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Also plays special teams, returns punts and kicks, had a couple of return touchdowns, one of those being a 96-yard kickoff return. But in my latest Mac Matthews update, I gave a Pete Nakos update on Zachariah Branch. Well, he has since then updated that. Says Zachariah Branch and his brother Zion have yet to commit as the dead period comes to a close. Sources tell On3 that Tennessee is going all in to land a visit using a recruiting pitch involving receiver Brew McCoy. Nico Iamaleava's dad is also making a push, sources told On3. The brothers previously visited Arizona State and Georgia. So that is some big-time information right there. Tennessee going all in. We've had the conversations lately. When are we going to drop the bag? When are we going to spend the money? Told you guys directly from Austin Price, who is pretty dang close to the source, that Tennessee in December was focused on Ohio State. They were focused on roster retention. And now they're going to go spend some money in January. We saw the On3 article that Tennessee was going to be big spenders. What type of conversations did Josh Heupel, Nico, Inspire Sports Group have over the weekend in their meetings? What kind of conversations were had with Mike Matthews? You know, one of the things we heard about Nico in his meetings with the staff, he wanted to know what this football team was going to look like. What's this offensive line going to look like? What's this wide receiver room going to look like? Is it going to be an upgrade? And I think Tennessee is going to spend some money. I like hearing that Tennessee is going all in to land a visit. Brew McCoy involved, Nico's dad involved. That's how you get it done in the transfer portal. So let's pump the brakes. Has the panic kind of shifted to the side? Y'all starting to maybe see where Boogie and Coach J have been coming from the last few days? Mike Matthews is returning to Tennessee. Tennessee going all in on Zachariah Branch. Jump into the comment section and let's talk about it. As always, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. You can go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link is also in the description below. Shout out to the members of the channel. This show does not exist without you. If you like what we do around here, you want to give us a little support, think about hitting that join button down below. Only $1 per month. You get access to custom Talkin Vols emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But more than anything, you keep the lights on around here, and we are grateful for that. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.